Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community, from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
The following program is produced by Lawin Media Network. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Lawin Media Network, its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. The content provided in this program is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Lawin Media Network does not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or timeliness of the information. All intellectual property rights related to this program, including but not limited to copyrights, trademarks, and other proprietary rights, are the property of Lawin Media Network or their respective owners. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or use of any content from this program is prohibited.
Good evening Houston, good evening world, good evening Philippines. Welcome to our premiere episode of Be Bold,
Why not?
and this is MJ, one of your hosts.
And this is Atala.
And of course tonight we are joined by our very able technical director, Christian, in our conversation for tonight. So good evening, Christian. How are you?
Good. MJ, Atala, congratulations on this premiere episode. Let's get a ball rolling and let's learn more about you guys. MJ, you want to start?
Yes, of course. But before that, I want to thank everyone. Before we start, thank you for waiting and sticking with us. Okay, so my name is MJ again, of course, and I'm a nurse by profession. I am a happy mom, happy wife. I have 3 wonderful children. And in my spare time, I kind of, involved in a lot of activities in the community. I love serving, so I'm part of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce. I'm part of the Philippine Nurses Association. But of course, when I'm not doing something, I'm also binge watching Korean drama. That's in for a lot of Filipino nurses.
That's good to know. I didn't know that about you.
Yes, something very interesting, right? So you might be thinking, oh, what's MJ doing tonight? Yeah, I will be in my couch watching Korean drama. What about you, Atala?
Well, I will tell you that for me, one of the things that I love to do is connect with people. I like to write quotes, and you know what I do? I just go out on the street sometimes, and the first person that is in front of me, I'm really approached to that person and start asking about, what do you think about this quote?
Mm-hmm.
The amazing thing is that people start sharing their lives, their feelings, even sometimes tears. That to me, that's just so powerful. That changing moment. Transformational moments for me. I love traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I love also dance. I love Zumba. To me, the Zumba keeps me like with a high level of energy. And I think to me, that's just like, we all need that,
Mm-hmm.
I love, of course, spending time with friends, family,
Mm-hmm.
and also designing. Some people, they know about me, like, as you guys can see, this is one of my designs.
Yes.
This is also my design. And I will tell you more about it because I'm not just designing for designing. That has a purpose also. A transformation that happened in my life.
That's right. So that's why we're here tonight. You're going to get to know us, our passions, our interests, where we came from, right, Christian?
Yeah, actually, what I love about tonight is we're showcasing 2 very empowered women of color, and wanting more to talk about like your origins, like how you got to this point.
Well, you know how the Philippines has been the go-to for all over the world. They go to the Philippines to hire for nurses. And I was just blessed to be one of them. So back in 2003, this hospital in Lubbock, Texas, called Covenant Health System, came to the Philippines and hired nurses, and I was just blessed to be one of them. And I remember during that time too, that was like the time that they continued hiring because they stopped it for a while, and then they opened up again, and that was the first time they were giving immigrant visas to nurses with families. So the best part was I came with my family. I got the visa from the United States, and then my whole family got the visa. So that was like March 1st, 2003. I cannot forget when I came to the US, when I landed in the US soil.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. How was that feeling when you just arrived here? What was in your mind? What was in your heart? I mean, how did that language change for you?
But it was hard because of course I had to leave my family behind. We did come together. We all had visas together, but then I had to come ahead of time for about 6 weeks. And my boys were still small. They were like 2 and 3 years old. So it was tough for me because, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss my family. At the same time, I was determined to really come here and work so I can help my family. You're going to learn more about the reason behind I gave up my passion, my dream to fulfill another dream to help my family. But let's go with you, Atala, now. Let us know about your roots, where you came from.
Well,
and
I am from
yeah.
Mexico City, although I have lived in different countries like France, Italy, also before coming to the United States. I mean, as a wife, I live in Fort Worth, Texas. However, I mean, life changed for everybody, right? So some of you maybe know that I got divorced, so I went back to Mexico. But suddenly, out of the blue, after going back and forth, my son was by then 2 years and a half. I decided to just kind of embrace that journey. Came back here to the United States. That one of the boldest moment in my life because it was not easy.
Mhm.
I came with my son again and two luggages, the same way that I went back to Mexico. So that's what I came back to really kind of start a new life with my son, start from scratch. So that's what I believe in new beginnings because everybody has the opportunity to start over again, no matter how old you are, no matter which is your social status, no matter your past, period. So that's one of the, boldest moment I can say transformed my life for the best. I learned a lot of skills and to be present, to be grateful for the little things, the big things. It changed a lot my perspective in life to feed my faith, of course, and to embrace the journey, and not as a single mom, because I never believed in those titles. I think I was a sculptor. So that's exactly what happened. But I decided to come back here to the United States.
Right. Where
Yeah.
there was like when you were thinking about moving and leaving like an entire life from your homeland to come here, were there like did you have like conflicts in your head, like should I do this, should I not, or were you like full send, let's do this, I'm gonna move, new life, everything?
Well, for me, I was set. I
Mhm.
was very focused because I knew that I was doing it not for me. I was doing it for my family, and not just my family, my kids, my children, and my husband. It wasn't just for us, but I was doing it for my brothers and sisters, my parents, because I grew up dreaming about helping my family. In fact, the reason why I did it is that was the only way, becoming a nurse was the only way that I could help my family because my passion was not in nursing. I thought I was meant or was born to become a speaker because I grew up in public speaking. Like I remember my very first public speaking was I was in first grade. I had to recite a poem, wearing the balintawak, the national, balintawak is the national costume of the Philippines. And I recited in front of the whole class in our school. That was the very first time I had to speak in public. So I grew up in public speaking, like oratorical competitions, declamation, and like just public speaking from elementary until I graduated from college. I was speaking. So when I was in high school, people thought that I would be in journalism, broadcasting, and all that. So I went to UP College Baguio for that. And in fact, I had a classmate. She became famous in the Philippines. Her name is Christine Bersola, and she was married to a famous broadcaster, Julius Babao. So she was we were blackmates in UP College Baguio, and she was actually the one who gave me the name MJ.
That's amazing, because
Yeah,
if you think
yeah.
about it, sorry for interrupt you, life continue to guide you. What is your destination? In my case, I'm supposed to study communications. And guess what? I didn't pass the test. So a lot of my friends, they went to the university, they stay at that university, say, that's not for me. So I decided to study hotel and restaurant management, and it changed my life. I went to study in Puebla. I love it. But also I was always involved in different activities. And at the end of the day, I love communication. I love the fact to make connection with people, to really understand that we always have something to share, right? And we need to be bold to be able to express ourselves. So, but now I remember the question that Kristen was asking us. To me, it wasn't just a decision,
Yeah.
I didn't hesitate, say, it's time for me to come back. I didn't know how my life would be. I didn't have any job, any car, an empty space. And I was coming with my son, I remember, 2 years and a half, 3 years maybe by that time. And it was amazing. It was just moment by moment, thought by thought, But at the end of the day, all those moments are very transformative moments. So when I look back, I say, thank God for everything, because everything has shaped me to become the person that I am today and gave me a bigger purpose.
Oh, yes. I believe in that completely. And that's probably the reason why we were just attracted to each other. Because think of it, Christian, we have the same desires. Like we both wanted to be you wanted communication. I wanted to be a speaker. But you know what? Don't give up, because whatever your heart desires, God will give you the way to find that, and He's going to complete whatever He has started in you. So that's
something
really,
else.
yeah.
I think that that's so true, but He also gonna place, skills, knowledge, resources. I mean, people,
Even
divine
people.
connections, you name it. Because
Yes.
many times what I learned is we have to say yes to the opportunities.
Mhm.
Those opportunities you create. Sometimes you have to knock doors, yes, and sometimes you just have to say, I'm ready for it.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
guess before we go on break, like quick question is like, yes, you do have like very similar like life paths, but also you came from like very different countries. Like, how did you meet each other?
Well,
That's interesting.
that's interesting.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, we didn't even know that we worked in the same hospital, right? Because like we bumped into each other, and then one time I attended the international conference for John Maxwell. It's the certification. So I went to Florida with my husband, and then I saw you at the airport.
Yes.
We attended the same event. Could you believe that? We attended
like,
the same
what
event. It
are
was
you
like,
doing here,
what are
you know?
you like?
Are you following me?
It was a very nice event.
Yes.
We learned a lot for sure, but it was nice because I know you. Yes,
Mhm.
we just like reconnect in that moment,
Yes.
and we always say, "Oh, we should do something together,"
Uh-huh.
But I think that sometimes you have that vision, you have this kind of desire until you take action, and everything start kind of coming together.
Yes, we like after the Jan Maxwell certification, we connected. We would meet sometimes during lunch, and we actually planned to do live events and seminars and all that. Yeah, we had a plan. I remember I came here a few times. We were gonna offer like for women first. We're gonna target a specific audience or specific attendees, but then things happened. Pandemic came and all
Yes.
that. So I think God's timing is perfect. When He has a plan, He's gonna lay out the foundation. He's gonna He's gonna do the timeline for us. Because no matter how we want to do things, if it's not in His time, it's not gonna happen. So now we are given the opportunity to reconnect again. Of course, we still work in the same hospital.
But we're doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, in my case, I do a lot of coaching events, webinars. Speaking events, and to me, that's a purpose. You have a purpose. I believe everybody has a purpose on a daily
Yes.
basis. but sometimes we have this big purpose, that you need people
Mhm.
that will also help you to achieve that goal. I do believe in unified talents and
Yes.
skills.
Yeah, and for me, I always loved speaking, right? So, but I have not come to that point where this is what I'm doing now, like full time. I'm still a nurse, but I get involved in the community. I serve at the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce. So it's like I volunteer my time doing community events and even part of the Philippine Nurses Association. I'm the education chair for committee chair. So we do a lot of events, but I always go back to my my heart's desire. And I was given this opportunity like a few years ago, right? So I was sitting in my couch one Sunday afternoon and I just saw this Facebook post that they were looking for reporters, remember, from the other company that we worked together with. And then, oh my God, I was praying like, wow, God is so good because I didn't even think that I would be given such an opportunity to actually be a broadcaster, to be actually be an anchor woman. Because I started from being a reporter, and then I became a co-host, and then I became the main host. And then, of course, that didn't last, but I still am very grateful for that opportunity. So, God gives or puts you in situations that He keeps preparing you for the big thing. So here we are with
Yes.
Atala now, right? So that's amazing. How, yeah, yeah. So I think before we continue chatting and letting our viewers come to know us or learn more about us and our show, then we'll go for a break. So see you in a bit. All right.
We're back now.
Welcome back. Welcome back,
That's right.
Atala.
It's so nice to just be able to have this opportunity to really kind of express ourselves. I think that this is the fact to just say be bold means a lot of things. I don't know what you think, MJ, but to me it's more about being bold even when you are in a relationship, for example, that maybe you need to express yourself. Maybe you need to be more outspoken about your feelings, your emotions. Maybe you want to change jobs, and sometimes you don't even feel like how I'm gonna make the first step. How I'm gonna talk to my director, or how I'm gonna maybe say what I really want to say, or maybe you are not bold enough to say, hey, I don't know what I want right now. Sometimes we find that we're lost in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah.
being bold is just a huge word with a tremendous meaning behind, that you can apply in many areas of your life. So
Yes.
I have a question for you, MJ. What is one of the boldest moments in your life?
You know what? If I would talk about my life, I could say that there's so many things that I had to be bold, that I had to be brave, that I had to be strong. Because to be honest, my life, I grew up very poor, very poor. Um, my relatives are rich in the Philippines. Versosas, they're rich and everything, but our family, we were like, my grandparents were the black sheep of the family. So I had to be strong, I had to be bold, and every time, like even as early as when I was in elementary school, my teachers would say, "Oh, so you're a Versosa," right? And said, "Yes." So, your family was very famous back then, and they actually gave me the responsibility. You have to do your best to bring back the name of Versosa. So that alone, I had a very big responsibility on my shoulders. So I had to be strong, not just for me, but for my family. Because otherwise, if I did stay strong, then I wouldn't be here. I had to sacrifice so many things. I had to sacrifice, being young and actually enjoying and all that. I had to take responsibility over the family, and I'm not the oldest, but I had to think about of my family, not just for myself. So in every situation, a lot of situation, this won't be enough. It will take a book for me to write about all the bold things that I had to do.
Mhm.
But I even had, just imagine my classmates, they are like son of mayor, son of a doctor, son of engineers, business people. And my father, may he rest in peace, he's gone with the Lord, but um, he was a tricycle driver, a bus driver. So just facing every day the people that see you just going out there and just be yourself, that required a lot of strength, of determination. But I had a dream, and that kept me going. Like every night I wouldn't go to bed without like picturing what I wanted to do in my life. That this I'm gonna change the trajectory of my life.
But that's one of the
Yeah.
boldest moments. That's what I mean
Yeah.
about life is you create life. At the end of the day, no matter our past, no matter our failures, we decide that how do we want to interpret those moments.
Mhm.
And I do believe in choose the best interpretation.
Mhm.
That's being bold, when you reframe your life, when you
Mhm.
reframe your past, when you reframe your fears, when you reframe your pains. That's what to me is being bold.
Mhm.
When from nothing you can create something.
Yes.
When sometimes you don't have ideas, but you start really generating that creativity that
Mhm.
unleashes many opportunities in life.
So both of you talk about like bold moments in your life. Like, how did that affect you conceptualizing this show? Why did you choose like the topic of boldness, and like how did you come up with it?
That's a very good question because first of all, we were just kind of brainstorming, right? Remember, like about maybe health and leadership and life,
Uh-huh.
but we wanted to do something different. So we
Yes.
spent time, hours, actually, because you well maybe know, most of all topics are already in YouTube, in Facebook, and you name it. So we have to
Uh-huh.
create something that, even though it's already there, we can add something more. So say,
Yeah.
we were really like spending time, kind of, what do you think about this topic? What do you think about this name?
Mhm.
And suddenly, just like a light bulb, say,
Yeah, and we actually want to acknowledge attorney Eileen Bigot-Dizon because she helped us with the name of the show. We had created other names, but then it's like, oh, you know what? There's something more. Let's do something that will catch people. And actually, this is a campaign. We wanted to create Be Bold. Why not? Because we want to encourage everyone out there to come out, speak up, be bold, accept who you are. Because sometimes people, because they can't accept, even that's the first step of being bold, is be you, accept who you are, and you have a beautiful story to tell to people that can positively impact them. Whether or not negative experience that you have, always comes out something, a lesson that you can learn and that you can share. That's why this is a campaign for everybody, that we want to give you a dose of encouragement every week. That's why we start our show on
Yes.
Mondays.
And something else, like when we decide, like, why not? Sometimes you're like, you want something, but you don't even take the action.
Mhm.
Why not? What you can lose if you take action?
Mhm.
There's nothing,
Yeah.
Every time that you decide to step, into your dreams or into your beliefs, or sometimes maybe to speak out, you're gonna win.
Mhm.
All the time. You're winning lessons, opportunities. You are empowering yourself. You are winning confidence.
Mhm.
New people come into your life. So it's just the fact to believe that whatever you want, whatever the vision God has placed in your mind, it will happen sooner or later. But you have to be persistent, and you have to be very bold to say yes. And something else, you have to say that you are ready, because many times I have seen my personal life. I don't know you, MG, but the fact to me is to say I'm ready. I just grab the opportunity. I'm gonna be ready, yes, because in my mindset is I'm ready for it. And then you start just building momentum, little by little, step by step. But I do believe that being bold in life we should all embrace that, all of us.
Yeah, and I think that's why I said the first step of being bold is accepting who you are, because you see how world has created this fiasco of hiding and creating a facade because we are scared to show who we really are to the world, right? Like how social media has influenced even the young ones, the next generations, teenagers, everybody. It's like because they can't accept who they are, they try to create an image that's not even them.
So true, And
Yeah,
I think
so
that
it's like that's the first step to me. Accept who you are, whether or not you have experiences that have put you down or lifted you up. Every experience that you have is like a part of your journey. That's why I always tell, I've had few occasions too in my life, Atala, where I just had to be bold. Like there are people that I encountered in my life, like a stranger, and we were just talking, and I courageously shared my life. There was nothing to be proud of my life because I was poor, and I grew up in a not broken family, but a sick family because I don't want to disclose so much information, but there's other, family problems and all that. But just sharing my real life that blessed that person. So if I didn't take that courage to share who I really am, then I wouldn't have blessed a person's life. I've done that few times.
I do believe in vulnerability. I'm coming from the coaching, like always, we have to be vulnerable. There is no way that I can help somebody if I don't know exactly their stories, their pain, their fears, because that's what it changed me. So that something that to me is my purpose, helping people to transform from pain, fear, and doubt into peace, confidence, and growth. And I do believe on that, for being able to embrace your life to a higher level, you have to be vulnerable because you know how.
So you mentioned about being ready. Is it? And you mentioned about like accepting yourself. Do you think like when you accept yourself, that's when you become ready, or like is there more steps to that, or do you need to prepare, or you just like a mentally you have to think you're ready even if
That's
you're
a
not
very
ready?
good question. And
Yes.
I will tell you why.
He's a very intelligent
Yeah.
interviewer.
I think happens something here. I mean, two things here. One, when you set up your mind that you are ready, believe me, you are already gaining momentum, self confidence. So you start in the process to taking decisions, and in those decisions, you start actually moving forward to the next step, the next step. And when you less expecting, guess what? You already overcome a lot of obstacles. So a mindset to say just I'm ready, it works. It really works. You have inner motivation also. Sometimes, but I will tell you, you have to also learn to be ready, right? And prepare yourself because preparation it's important in life. What do you think? Andrea?
Yeah, for me, I said acceptance, right? Because when you actually accept your weaknesses, your fears, your pain, that means you're ready to get help. You're ready for people to actually help you. Because if you keep denying there's something wrong with you or within you, then no one can ever help you.
True.
Remember, like we even tell in the hospitals, I work in the hospital, and we ask feedback from the patients. So we tell them good or bad, let us know what your experiences are, because that's the only way we can help you or we can help
Anybody.
improve our services if you let us know the truth. So once you accept who you are, that's when the light bulb turns on, that I'm ready for a change. So acceptance is like you're ready to be better.
And something else.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupt you. I think that when you say you accept yourself, you start really loving yourself to a higher level. You don't start looking for validation outside of you.
No,
You start really taking actions. So that's important.
Yes. And even in a relationship, I've been married 25 years. And of course, it's not a perfect marriage, right?
Because a lot of people like me only for years,
But it's acceptance. If you accept the person, not just your spouse or partner, but if you accept your friends, your family for who they are, that's when you are actually giving a more unconditional love. And that's when you accept yourself. That's when, yes, I need to self love or self care is not selfish. Always
Actually, it's
remember that.
necessary.
It's necessary because how can you give love? How can you give something that you don't have for yourself, right? So, yeah, acceptance of yourself, that means that you're ready for a change and you're ready to be bold, to be courageous, to be confident, and
To be
you're
you.
ready, yeah, to be you, and you're ready to break the walls or whatever is stopping you, right? Stopping you from being yourself, stopping you from creating a positive impact in your family, in your friends, in your relationships, in the community. Oh, I love friends. Believe it or not, I have a lot of friends. So we have friends, they are like family. And that's when you have that kind of relationship that you accept each other, that you're able to love each other and you're able to encourage each other. So
And I will tell you
yeah.
something else. Not just acceptance of yourself. I think
Mhm.
acceptance of the circumstance that you are. That doesn't mean that you cannot change those circumstances.
Mhm.
That means you're flexible. That
Mhm.
you say, I can confront the situation. I can be brave to say, how I gonna overcome. You can overcome because when you can develop that mindset of I'm ready,
Mhm.
that's also so powerful. Believe me. And not only that, when you accept circumstances, it's easier for you to identify, okay, I don't need to stay here. How do I want to create my life now?
Mhm.
What are my resources?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's also important.
Yeah, we have a very interesting conversation, but I think we also have some comments that we haven't.
I can read the comments.
Yeah.
One here says, esa es mama, mi mama. I think that's probably for you because and these kids, I'm not sure if they speak Spanish.
I will thank you very quick something. He is part of my motivation. He's the one who brought me back to the United States and in the circumstance. So I am so happy he was part of my transformation.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, boy. I love you.
And another one, congratulations on your premiere episode from
From
Attorney Orly Diza.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the comments. And yeah, for all the viewers out there, please, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to give your shout outs or give us any comments. We would love to read them and answer them. But before we proceed again with the show, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're like having fun and
It's
just
when
chatting.
you have fun,
Yes.
time just flies.
Yes, then we need a break, right? So we'll be back after a short break. I final spill. Yeah, our final spill for the night. Okay, so oh my God, are we ready to end the show? I feel like we
It just was like,
yeah, it just went by so fast. But wow,
It's just so nice to be able to finally,
yeah,
do it.
do it. Yes,
In life, we have to take decisions,
yeah.
like
We
life
had taken the bold step to start the show.
And you know what? We can extend a bit. This is the first episode. We can be free. We can extend a bit.
Yes,
We're
wonderful,
having fun here.
We want
Yeah.
to just be very, very soulful and be very grateful and thankful, especially because we know that technology, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. But we have to be bold to say, we're here, we're going to be waiting for
Yeah.
the show to start, and especially to just kind of understand that life happens. Technology,
Oh yes.
problems, trials, circumstances change. We must be ready and be bold to accept life as it comes.
Yeah, and life comes with positives and negatives. Because if all positive and negative, there's no attraction, right? So, yeah, we cannot control sometimes some of the circumstances in life, but if we are ready and we are bold, we are strong, then we can tackle.
It's so true.
Yeah, we
I
can
like that.
tackle
So true.
anything that comes. Like life must go on, right? If you're having a bad day, you can't just give up. Like, when I used to be a nurse, I would come when I get there and some nurses would be like, oh my God, my assignment is this. Why do I have this patient again? Well, if you start your day like that,
Forget about
your day is going to be much trouble. But when you set yourself and set
it. Mind.
yes, own it, like do it, start it. Because once you start with in a right place, your day, no matter how bad it is, you're gonna end with a good,
Yes.
good one. Because
And I think something else too, to me, be bold, you don't have to always be noisy. You can be calm and be very bold, because in those moments there are a lot of transformation inside of you. So you have to always be ready, but also understand that doesn't mean that you have to talk to everybody. You have to always tell everybody about your plans. No, sometimes you have to be quiet and pause in life, because those are priceless moments, and we should embrace them too. To me, that's also mean being bold.
yeah, and of course, it's success doesn't come smoothly, right? You might fail at times, and but it's okay. It's okay to fail. Just get up like a phoenix, right?
Yes.
And be stronger after your bad day. Because right now I work in a pain management department of the hospital, and I know people are very chronically ill, and I mean they're suffering. So it's a lot of a challenge emotionally. But what's so rewarding about this job is if you just be there for the patient and you genuinely care for the patient and
make a
you
huge
listen
difference.
and you listen to them. Oh gosh, I mean, I couldn't even imagine that someone, a patient of mine, a couple of patients of mine, like they say, I love you, we love you.
But think about
Yeah.
it, when you're helping somebody, that person honestly connect with you, and I totally agree that when you are present, when you are compassionate, when you are sharing your heart, those people never gonna forget you, forget about you. Why? Because it's a very fragile moment in their lives that you are making a difference. And I think that's what also, allow you to be bold when you say, go and break a little bit the rules. And I will tell you why. I also work in the healthcare
Okay,
field, and I have learned to be bold, connect at a human level with people, because I cannot help. And I understand very well that principle. For me to be able to help, I need to connect. I need to know a little bit about the story of the person, not because I want to be curious, but because I want to use the story to connect that person with their own story, with their own beauty, to find those elements of their lives in the most vulnerable moments. And that's amazing. That's a transformative moment. They not just need to go through the pain and suffering, they can embrace life, they can embrace that gratitude of this is the person who still are, who still is, and also join the family. So that's a different perspective. And I learned that about what else can you bring into the table on those difficult moments. You have to be bold in life. I don't believe like everything is white or black. You have to be adaptable. You have to learn how to move.
Yes.
So when you were talking about, like, both of you were talking about like helping other people, and I guess like how if there's one person like who's watching this and they do want to be bold, they think they want to be ready, what's the first step they should take? Like when you were at those moments where you yourselves needed help, what is the first step?
Yeah, I think to me, even simple steps of boldness count. All right? Because small victories add up to big victories. So just getting up in the morning and telling yourself that I'm going to have a good day, that I don't care what's going to happen today, I'm set, I'm intentional. I get up and get ready to work, get ready to school. That's already bold, right? Because otherwise, if you're not bold enough to get up and get out of your bed and start getting ready and going and meeting your patients or meeting your friends, then you're just gonna be sulking in bed. So that's like, so every single little thing of boldness will actually make you even bolder.
Yes, and also, sometimes also understand like you have to create harmony with the fear. Sometimes we don't want, I have heard people say, I don't want to wake up. Say, why not? I mean, come on, it's a new day, it's a new beginning. There is this day doesn't come back, period. So I think about embracing life with different perspective, with open arms, be very grateful. When you are grateful, you're becoming bold. Why? Because you're going to see the blessings, the gifts, the opportunities, I mean, synchronicities in your life so important every single day to me. Being grateful is part of my daily activity because it has transformed my mindset, my perspective, and actually increased my energy. And this is proof. Another thing that to me that's involved is act in love. That's super important. If people will know that love heals, we should embrace more love, self-love, expressing more. So, I mean, your thoughts should be aligned, in not just asking for love, but just giving love to others. And I learned that you don't need to know people. When you open your arms, your eyes, your heart, you're gonna see needs around you, people around you that need you, right? And that once that you decide to be bold to speak with that stranger, that is not a stranger anymore. So that's what have been my experience.
Yeah, I think you just have to make that decision. And as I said, it's small acts of boldness. When you put them all together, that's when you gain more strength. That's when you become bolder. So, yeah, we have all our fears. We have that, but listen also. There's that small voice in your heart that's telling you that you can do it. If you listen to that small voice in your heart and you're ready to face your day with boldness, with courage, no matter what life brings you, then the possibilities are endless,
And I like for you
limitless.
because it's about listen to your intuition. We all have intuition, but sometimes we ignore that. That intuition is there for a reason. It's like say, well, oh, I need to call this person. Go ahead and call that person because you never know. It happened to me all the time, and the more that I listen, my life it becomes easier. Why? Because it gave me shortcuts. It allowed me to really kind of say, I needed to call this person, I needed to do this document. And it's amazing, the synchronicities, the importance of that call. So it's about, I think, great synchronicity, that synchronicity also about your mind, your heart. It has to be like the perfect dance. And that's also because like you're becoming bold because you're getting to know more yourself.
Yeah.
I love how you were speaking about small things, and you were speaking about love, and then you talk about like just talking to strangers, and I think that's love in small things, and it doesn't have to be always
Yes.
be like
No.
sacrificing a lot of things for love. It could be like the little things in
Yes, and sometimes the little things are the ones that matter, right? Because we forget about the small things that we can do. You don't only know how, say for example, someone even just giving way in a traffic, right? Just giving way in a traffic is an act of kindness and
True.
boldness and love. It doesn't have to be huge. Because if our standards are there, then we would be like, so nobody is like gonna reach our standards. Like we feel like
Yes.
nobody even cares about us if our standards are this big. But we don't have to go with the standards of the world. That's also being bold.
It's true.
Because
what I said.
the standards of the world. I mean, it's so wide, but also so narrow. Because there's
something.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. But we are both in the healthcare field. I'm with international patients all the time. For 15 years, I have learned a lot. But I know something. You need to be bold to also know that you are connecting at a human level with somebody who maybe has a very high title in their countries or in his country. However, we are talking about vulnerability, right? To be able to be bold, you have to be vulnerable too. Sometimes.
And sometimes we're scared to approach those people because they have higher positions, right?
I'm not agree with that. I'm so sorry.
No, sometimes
never-
that's why you have to be bold. I mean, because you never know. Even though that's why I was saying earlier that not all the people that you get to encounter or meet have this, are open. So they have this facade. Some of them need help. So maybe if you take that step and be bold enough to approach and actually converse or talk to these people, you might be doing something good for them.
Yes.
So don't be
definitely.
scared to do even just the simple stuff because you don't only know how that would make an impact to that person's life. So don't be scared. I mean, I don't know how many opportunities I've had to be able to do such things, not just because I am a nurse, but I try to. But this is one thing though: don't try to please everybody either. That's another
That's also
thing.
being bold, you know,
Yeah,
because
'cause-
pleasing doesn't take you a long
Yes.
way. It's like actually
Yeah.
will imitate you because
Mhm.
people may make people will be very
Yeah.
demanding. So you have to be bold, but be very also honest,
Yeah.
and be also very professional, and I even think kind. When you want to express yourself, you have to believe that you have a voice
Yeah.
and that you have something to share.
That's right. And you don't necessarily have to please everybody. Because I think trying to please everybody is because you don't want them to say anything against you or something else. But that's okay. You're not going to please everyone. That's just the reality of life. That's just reality of life. So, yeah, we have to be bold. Oh my God, I'm learning a lot of things already from this show. I mean, because nobody's perfect. Nobody's
You know,
perfect. So we have our
I think
own.
That's
Yeah.
another important thing to consider. We think that for us to be able to do something, we
Yeah,
have
to
to
be
always
perfect.
be perfect. That's
No.
a big
Yeah.
mistake.
That's right.
You know, it happened to me like just recently somebody was reading my website. I had certain vision and I worked so hard. I learned so much through the process. But also I understand something. You have to also grow through the process. I mean, embrace that journey. But at the end of the day, there is no perfection.
Mhm.
Take the decision, be bold, keep going, and do it.
Yeah, don't wait till you become perfect because you're never going to ever do that. So, because nobody's perfect. We can do great things with small deeds, okay? With small acts. Anyway, let's go for another break and then we will close the show after.
We're lucky enough.
All right, so we didn't talk about this, but before we end today's episode, I want to ask you guys, what's one thing this week that you want to be bold about, like in your lives?
Great question. Great question. You know, in my case, I will tell you just about sharing what I have learned in life, openly, free, that freedom. I have done a lot of things that sometimes I don't share at the level that I should share it, but I do try to really always add value to people. To me, that's important on daily basis. But there is a point that you must share your gifts as well because somebody may need it. You can be able to touch many people's lives, right? But at the moment that you believe more in yourself, at the moment that you embrace who you are, that you know your identity, you know that you have a voice, you have to be very bold to go and take action. Massive action. Why play small when you know God has give you certain gifts that somebody will need it?
Mhm.
So that's I'm going to start sharing a lot of my projects, a lot of things that are coming up, and I'm very excited because I think this is the perfect time for me.
And
Wow, yeah. Wow, that's hard to beat.
Just
Just kidding.
I don't think so.
it's not a competition. It's
Yeah,
not a competition.
I know. We're here. We're together in this. So I'm just kidding. But anyway, for me, I think I'm going to make it a lifestyle. I'm going to make it a lifestyle to be bold. Because, all my life, I've been gifted with the same thing, talents, abilities, and all that. And there were times I had to do I kind of do it or no, I have to make a decision now that I'm going to be bold every single day of my life because I deal with a lot of challenging people in my career and I deal with other challenging people in the community. And I think it's about to step up and just show my real me. I mean, this is me. There's nothing else. What you see is what you get. And I am here to help. I'm not here to compete with anybody, but I'm just here to help, share my story, inspire, motivate, encourage. And no matter what you're going through, if you want somebody to listen, a shoulder to cry on, I'm here. You can ask my friends, you can ask my family. But I want to help you. If you're going through that, I want to help you to stay and take that step to be bold. I want to make it a lifestyle.
I love
Being
what you
bold.
say because I think it's so true.
Yeah.
When you start putting in your mind, like being bold, be ready, accept yourself, love yourself, help people, share your values, or be aligned with your values, or maybe like go forward with your purpose. You start develop different kind of energy and actually different belief system that will take you to the next level and the next level. And the beauty of that is like people start coming to you naturally because they see something in you.
That's right. So, yes, to all our viewers, this show is for you. We're not doing this for us. Okay? We've learned so much in our life that we just want to share to you because we want you to reach the impossibilities, break the walls in your life, break the ceiling, go limitless, go fearless. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's only you that's limiting yourself. Your only competition is yourself. So join us in this show every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be bold, why not? Right? So always remember.
Be bold, why not?
Yes, we're all in this together. Don't forget that. Okay, but before we end the show, of course, we want to thank Christian. Thank you so much.
He was super
Yes.
bold. We were struggling with many things, but
Yes.
he was determined to
Yes.
just make it happen. Thank you so
Yes,
much. Christian.
we wouldn't have done this without you. Not at all. And of course, Lawin Media Network. Oh my God, it's finally here. Lawin Media Network. So watch out for more. Thank you, Lawin Media Network. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Thank you for giving us this platform to be able to serve more people, not just in Houston, not
Maybe
just in
any part of
Texas.
the world, and
Yes.
also to remember that being bold means to be able to believe in who you are.
Yes. And of course, you can watch us live again, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and stream that live. And it's our live show. You can actually listen to our podcasts at Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and a lot of other platforms. Okay, so watch us again. And remember, get up tomorrow and for the rest of the week by being bold.
Just remember to.
Yes. Why not?
But not just why not. Be bold also means to just embrace the day, be grateful for what you have, and move in love because that's also mean to be loved, to be bold.
Yes. So join us again next Monday here at
7
Be
p.m.
Bold.
Why not?
See you next time. Okay, good night, everyone.